Hello, today I'm going to show you how to make a gnome out of a toilet roll and some felt. So all you need is a toilet roll, two different colour pieces of felt, so I've gone for this nice sort of red Christmassy colour, this will be for his hat, and I found this sort of creamy peachy colour which will be for his face. You won't need a whole sheet for this, but I'll show you how to do it. And then we'll need some yarn or wool for his beard and a little bit of cardboard to help make the beard together. So what we'll do is, to begin with, we've got our toilet roll. You don't want anything too big, so just a standard size toilet roll. And what I'm going to do is, because this one's already been opened, it's sort of flapping, so I'm just going to get a little bit of sellotape and stick that down, otherwise that will cause me problems later down the line. So just stick that down. There we go. It doesn't matter that it's not completely flush. So we'll put that to the side just for a second. So what we'll need now is your base colour. So it doesn't have to be a skin tone, it can be whatever colour you want the bottom of your gnome to be. What we need to do with this piece of felt is make a strip all the way across that's the same height as the toilet roll. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line as I roll it, because that will be easier, and then I can neaten it up after. You can just get a ruler if you have that, so if I put it here you'll be able to see me draw it as I go. So try and keep it sort of around the same size as your toilet roll, because we're going to cover the toilet roll with this. It'd be much quicker if I had a ruler. But there we go, that's a hack if you don't have a ruler. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to cut along that line. A good pair of scissors. Doesn't matter if you can see a bit of the ink. You can always cut that off after, but it'll be on the inside so you won't actually see it. There we go. So we'll put that to the side. We've now got our strip for the base. So this won't go on just yet, but as you can see it will go most of the way around. It doesn't matter that it doesn't reach at the back completely, because it's the back and no one's going to see it, is the truth. I wish I could tell you some really cool craft idea there, but no one's going to see the back. So what we'll do now is we'll put the toilet roll to the side. We'll hold on to this, but we're not ready for it just yet. So what I need now is the piece of cardboard. So I've cut this to the same size as the toilet roll. And what we'll do here is we're going to wrap the yarn around the cardboard to start getting the beard together. So I'll do the flat side because that's easier. So just hold it on there with your finger and then just sort of wrap over it a few times. And just keep going around. It helps if you sort of loosen your yarn rather than battling against it. Try and keep it close together because you're going to need to cut this in a second. There we go. So we'll come back to this in a second. I'm just going to turn my glue gun on. We'll need a glue gun today because it will be a lot stronger to hold everything together. So just plug my glue gun in. And that can start heating up while I'm getting the rest of it ready, because they sometimes take quite a while. So yeah, so we're just going to continue to wrap around that motion. Okay. Don't do it too thick because you've still got to get your scissors underneath to cut it. But we will need quite a bit of it because we've got to go all the way across. So what we'll do now is I will lift it and I will wedge my scissors under there. See, I've gone a bit tight this time, but it's okay. And I will cut it. So you have to do it in sort of sections, otherwise you end up blunting your scissors. There we go. So now you should have lots of long strips. I mean, you could have done it manually, but it would have taken you quite a while. So we've got lots of strips now of wool. So what we'll do is we're going to stick it down to the felt in stages. So as you can see, I'm going to pop them on here, and you sort of spread them out, and they'll double over, so you'll get 2 rounds. But you want to make sure that all the felt underneath is covered, because you don't really want to see any gaps between your beard. So it's entirely up to you sort of how you do it. But as you can see, once I've glued it down and padded it out, it will start to look like this. So I'll lay them out flat again. Ooh. Hold on to them. And then we'll just do this in sections. So we've got to go all the way around. You want to get quite a good feel, so you want to get it quite a way around the toilet roll. But you want to leave a gap at the end, probably about 1 inch, so that you can loop it, so you can stick it like so. Yeah, you don't want to have to be sticking against all of this. So pick one end, maybe draw a line. So I'm going to say this is about 1 inch. Again, you can measure it out with a ruler. But I'm going to leave this section because that's going to be my gluing tab at the back. Well, actually, I might not need that because it won't go all the way around, but it's fine. We can cover that over now. If you was all the way around, if you had that, then you would do the gluing section. But because mine doesn't go all the way around the toilet roll, I will just cover that. So this should start to heat up. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of glue near the top, not quite at the top. I'm going to do it in small stages. So I'm going to grab my yarn again. Be really careful because you probably will end up burning yourself a little bit because glue guns do get hot. And I'm going to stick it down. Try not to touch the glue really. And pad it out. Okay. Ooh, got myself then. Quite a sticky craft. Okay. So the top will be slightly covered by the hat. You can see it's all coming back to me. It's all getting stuck on my fingers. But this is the beginning stages of our beard. So we're just going to keep piling that up, build it as you go. Doesn't need to be perfect, but try and cover as much of the felt underneath as you can. Might be handy to get your scissors to press it down. There we go. So you can see it's starting to take a bit of shape now. So I'm just going to fill this little gap in up here. Now I haven't got much of my yarn left from the first round I've done, so I'll just do this little bit and then we'll need to wind it around the cardboard again. Ooh. Go. So far, so good. Okay, so let's pop that to the side. I'm going to leave my glue gun on because it won't be long and I'll need it again. And then I'm just going to start to wrap my yarn round and round. Remember, not too thick, because you've got to get your scissors through there. Okay, so round 2. Oh, one little one left behind. There we go. Let's see how far this goes. You'll be shocked at how far it goes because it doubles over. You'll get quite a good coverage. Just be really careful of getting your fingers with the hot glue that you've put down. It dries very quickly though, which is always a positive. Go. And round and round again. Not too far from the end, about just over halfway now. I'm going to use the pen this time just to dab it down. That didn't work too well. One last round, and we're almost there. That should do it. Famous last words. It'll be just too short now, won't it? don't want too much in one go, otherwise it will be too unmanageable. There we go, so part 1 of your little gnome is complete. So as you can see, I've got my little beards underway. You could add some plaits in if you wanted to, but I'm just going to keep it as a nice little beard. So we won't stick it on just yet, my fingers just got stuck to that. But I'll just show you how it's started to take form so you can sort of visualise it a bit better. So can you see his little beard is all there? Yeah? Perfect, okay. So we'll pause there just to the end of part 1 and join me again in a few seconds and we'll do the hat and put it all together. So welcome back to part 2. So we're now going to make the hat for your little gnome. So I've chosen quite a festive colour. It's a bit of a dark red, almost like a maroon. So what you need is I've drawn a cone shape template, if you can see. And you can find these online quite easily. And you can always pop me an email and I'll send you a template if you need one. So it's northlondon@mha.org.uk. So I'm just going to cut it out now. I drew this beforehand just in case I wasn't very good at drawing it live. So I'm going to cut it all out. Again, it doesn't matter if you can see the pen because this will be on the inside. Okay, so as you can see, it's got a rounded bottom, a triangle top, and there's some square sides together as well. So what you do now is you fold it round. Like so. And you've got your little pointy hat. So you have to sort of, negotiate the different ways you want to put it together. So what we'll do now is we will, should we stick this down first? I think we'll stick this bit down first. So what we'll do is we'll get a little bit of glue on one side, all down there. Oh, and I will bring my toilet roll to the felt rather than the other way around. So just hold it, it'll take literally seconds to glue it together because using a glue gun is very quick. And you want to roll it now, so we want to keep it quite tight to it. You don't want to have it loose and baggy, you want to have it tight. And what I'll do is glue the other side down here and roll the toilet paper into it. Okay, so that should all be stuck together now. There we go, so you just sort of fluff it out. You can always add a bit more if you feel like it's not quite how you want it. If you want to have a really big bushy beard, then you can add some more. It's entirely up to you. So next we add our little gnome hat. So what you do is you just put it round, make sure that the whole toilet roll is covered, and you sort of just pinch it in a place and glue it and hope for the best. No, you just pinch it at the back. You don't want to pinch it too hard, otherwise you end up getting this sort of buckling. So the good thing is that there's a gap at the back, like so, that you can sort of pop your hand in and sort of make it so that it stays popped out. And then what we'll do is we will glue it so that the hat is together, like that. So you have a little pointy hat, a big bushy beard, and then we'll add a little nose onto him and give him a name. Or maybe you guys can give him a name for me. Okay, so I'm going to do this as I'm holding it. Could end in disaster. So there we go. Oh, just need to hold it for a few more seconds. It just came undone then. There we go. So his little hat is attached to his little gnome head. And then what you can do is you can just play around with it. Once you've got it puckered where you want it, you can sort of glue more at the top, so the back looks like this. Okay, so I just glued the two square bits there, and then you can start to sort of pinch it together here, as long as it doesn't compromise the front of your gnome. Okay, so then just looking at the felt we had at the beginning, the felt that I used as the base before I did my beard, I'm just going to cut a circle out. So I'm just going to draw a fair size circle for the nose, and you can always trim it down afterwards if you feel like it's too big. You can draw around something, like maybe like a bottom of a Pritt stick or anything circular you've got in your cupboards. So just go all the way around, cut that out, and look at it with. So I think that's a little bit too big. So I'm going to cut it down a bit, and that's the thing, you just keep experimenting. There we go. So I'm just going to glue that on now. Oh, my glue gun's running away with itself there. And there you have it. You've turned a toilet roll into a festive little gnome. So you can decorate his hat. It's entirely up to you how you want to do it. You can push the nose down. It doesn't have to be as high up as I've done it. But there you go. You can sit in your little windowsill. You can make a little family of them. You can give him eyes if you wanted to. And yeah, just play around, have a bit of fun. But there you go. One toilet paper turned into a gnome with a bit of felt and a bit of yarn. Enjoy!